guys, this is Jenna with Hill Valley Farm, and I am in the barn today because we have started our kidding season. So I wanted to share a little bit about who has done what, and we have our first set of quints, so that is super exciting, and they are all healthy and happy, all kids, all mamas. They've all done so well. And so let's get started on the update as to who has freshened and what they had. On February 24th, Butter, Hill Valley, Butterfly Effect, One Star M, freshened with quints. From left to right, there's the buck, a doe, 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 doe. So yes, she had 4 does and 1 buckling. The buckling is retained, as is one of the doelings. And Caden named them all. We actually ended up pulling 2 to become bottle kids, because while I know she can feed 5, I don't want 5 on her udder because it's just so rough on the udder. Butter did absolutely fabulous. We had changed our management so that she had less chance of getting pregnancy toxemia, and it worked. And she is still doing fabulous with her kids. As for the 2 bottle kids with the arrows pointing to them here, they sold to a repeat buyer who will thankfully show them, and they will have a wonderful life. So as stated in the photos, Butter had our first set of quints here at Hill Valley Farm on February 24th, and she did so well. She's not exactly very nice to all the other babies, but she is nice to hers. And so behind her, let's see, I'm trying to get the angle right, we have those 3 that are laying down. The one on the end and the one in the middle, those are does, and the dark one laying down that's hidden now is the buck. And so I wanted a buck out of Butter really, really bad. And so I finally have my buck out of Butter that I want to keep. And Caden has his doe. He is wanting to keep the solid doe right there that's running away from the other buckling. And so they are so cute, and they're growing so fast, and we are super happy with Butter. Now, she had the other 2 does, and we ended up pulling them because it's just so hard on a doe. I mean, really, quads are hard on a doe's udder. There's only 2 teats, and if there's 4 kids, so they fight over those teats, and when they are latched on, especially as they grow older, they really latch on hard, and they can actually, cut the teat. Where it attaches to the udder is the most common place, and I didn't want that for her. She's had that happen before. She's actually got a scar that causes her left teat to point out a little bit to the left more than it should or does naturally, and so I'm really very careful with udders here. And so when she had 5, we just pulled 2 of them. And I pulled the 2 that I figured Caden would not want to keep because he was actually, trying to think, he was at school. It was during the day when she freshened, so he totally missed little Butter. But anyways, I pulled the 2, and he agreed he would want one of the gold ones because they tend to look more like Butter. So he is keeping this solid one. She's right here. And she is really pretty. She's not a gold doe. It's really like a chocolate. And so it's very interesting. So the sire to these is Cedar View Excalibur Star B. And he scored VEE 90 at the age of 7. And so I'm excited about these. You can see as she walks away, there's some width between those hocks. And so, and Butter, she's just doing great. She's got milk for days. This morning I got almost a half a gallon out of her, and her kids were on her all night. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when I separate them from her. I'm going to have to do it really slowly and not allow her to fill for too many hours. Typically you start at like 9 to 10 hours, But I'm thinking for her, I might do no more than like 6 to 8 at first, and then just kind of go from there. But anyway, she's doing really, really well. Eating hay and her grain. She's got her appetite. So there's obviously more kids in the field than just hers. So the next one to freshen was on March 1st, Sweet Alice. She freshened with triplets. And she had 2 does and a buck. And so the very light skin, but the light buckskin all the way to the left is the buck. The one in the middle, the buckskin right there coming towards us, is a doe. And there's a flashy one right there, and she's a doe. The buckskin doe is the blue-eyed one, and that's about it. Butter is typically all right, and notice she's not like hurting them, she's just shooing them away. And so anyways, they are doing really, really well. Alice, again, same. Alice is doing exceptionally well. She's got milk as well. They're gaining weight. All of them are growing incredibly well. So that is Butter and Alice to kick off our kidding season, but we're not done. Now, it might be hard to see at first here, but I am in the pen with Trisha's 4. So Trisha had quads on Friday night, so that would have been March, I gotta think about this. Sunday was the 6th. It was around 9:20 in the evening, and they're little. When they were born, they were just like 2 pounds, and I would get down, but it's really hard in this small pen. But they were just a little over 2 pounds, except for the one that's on her right now. She was 1 3/4 pounds. And so last night we weighed her, and she is up to 2 pounds. And so that is incredible. She's, gaining weight and doing really, really well. They're all doing well. Trisha, just like Butter and Alice, man, she's got some milk. She is a producer. So I'm not worried about the production side of this. Obviously, I will keep a very close eye on Trisha, her udder and her udder health. Make sure there's never any marks or teeth marks, scratches, cuts, anything like that. She had 3 does and a buck. So the one standing right there, that's the buck. And then this is a doe, doe, doe. And she was bred like Alice to Hill Valley Struck Gold Star B. Neither one of them have blue eyes, so all of these kids have brown eyes, but they are simply adorable. So this is the little girl, and she's just so tiny. Yeah, and she makes, she makes little bitty noises, but she is so feisty. Typically when they're this little, you really worry about temps and the ability to hold their temperature, their body temperature where it should stay. But this little girl has had no problem. Now, I will say it was nice and warm when they were born, and it was kind of cool that night, but really it's been really nice weather here, like unseasonably nice. So that has, Trisha, that has helped out a lot in that regard, but she's doing really, really well. It did cross my mind this might have to be one that I take in the house. Yes, I know, but we're not having to do that. but I just wanted to show you how tiny she is. Yes, but she's such a little firecracker, just like her mama. Yeah. So there's nothing quite like having baby goats in the barn again. It always is a very happy, busy, but happy time, especially when things go as well as they've been going. Butter's 2 bottle kids. You'll see they're not here. They went to their new home on Saturday, and it was a wonderful, lovely repeat buyer situation at youth. And so, and she will show them, and that is really what we want. You know, I have been so excited about that pairing. Really, my first 4 pairings are probably the most excited I've ever been. And then I've got some really exciting ones coming up the whole year. But for some reason, these really struck hard with me. I was super excited about them. So, so the fact that she took those 2 bottle dolings. I'm used to having bucklings, y'all. The bottle dolings, and she will be showing them, and they are just going to be in a performance home, and that's really all a breeder like us can ask for. And so we're just so happy about that. What's next? Who's up next? That would be the Hill Valley Lila Grace. She is bred to Cedar View Excalibur Star B, and she is due March 16th. And so she's due a week from today. Now, we've already done her pre-freshening clip. I did that when I did Butters, Alice's, and Trisha's, just because I wanted to get it done. And she's doing really great. She's getting kind of big, and so she's doing really, really great. The next one after her is Vista Oaks Cream Puff. So Puff is after Lila, but it's later on in the month. It's near the end of the month. So please excuse Trisha. So there's more coming up in April. The very beginning of April is Mayhem and Fortissimo. So Mayhem will be a second freshener. Fortissimo will be a first freshener. So, so those are a few that are coming up. But for now, we're just enjoying the 3 that we have in milk. Yes, I get them on the stand twice a day. I started getting them on the stand about no more than 12 hours after they freshen. And I like to get them on the stand, get them cleaned up really, really good if I wasn't able to clean them up before, and milk them out. That is their first time on the milk stand, and then they're officially in the rotation. So morning and night they get stripped out. Obviously, some have more milk than others, but for now, you know, the kids are getting it all. Obviously, butter produces more than the kids can take, so the dogs get the rest for now. But we're just, I don't know, it just went really, really well. This whole time I've been really nervous about Butter. You know, a year ago I was doing a video, well, a little bit less than a year ago, I was doing a video on how we handled her pregnancy toxemia. And that was a very scary thing. And so we changed up our management this time. I started feeding her grain twice a day when she was like 8 weeks from her due date. I added alfalfa in around the same time at night. She and Alice and Lila would go into a stall at night, just those 3, to eat alfalfa. Obviously alfalfa is expensive, so I don't feed it to the rest of the herd unless they need it or they're in milk. And so that is really what we did, changing it up, just watching her, being very mindful of her. And I'm doing that also with the rest of them. Like if I think, okay, she needs to gain a little bit more weight, or she needs a little bit of my attention, you know, I'll start doing things in the mornings as well as in the evenings. Like right now, Daisy needs a little bit more of my attention, so she's getting the alfalfa at night. She's getting to eat twice a day, so that kind of thing. So it's going. I hope, have finished breeding for 2026. So I just finalized that this morning, actually, I hope. So Sky is gonna hopefully bring up the rear. I was not able to get her bred earlier, and then she short cycled on me this time. So I'm hoping this is it. So if she takes, she'll be due August 1st, and so that will be hopefully the end of our kidding season for 2026. It's a long one, and it'll be a total of, I think, 15 does, which I can totally handle. That's fine, as long as it's spread out. So anyways, I just want to give you guys a quick update, and I hope wherever you are, it is as nice as it is here weather-wise. Today is 74 and sunny. That's the perfect weather in my opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe because there's more updates coming, and I'm sure I'll have to tell you guys some more stuff, but hopefully it'll always be as good as this. So until we see you guys again, I hope you have an awesome goat field day.